So, good morning. Tomorrow, Mercury is going retrograde, October 13th. And I just want to note that I did realize later that on Friday, I thought it was August. So, just use that as an example of where I'm at. Because it took me a while, and it took somebody actually pointing it out to me that it was indeed not 8-6 or 8-7, but it was 10-9. So I'm back in October with you guys, and tomorrow is the 13th, and Mercury is going retrograde. Now, we talked a little bit about this last week, but I want to talk about it again because Mercury goes retrograde on a regular basis, and we don't need to freak out. However, it's kind of a big deal retrograde because October is kind of a big deal month. It's a pivotal turning point month, and our energy is so important right now for the manifesting of what we want to actually live in for the future. So no pressure, guys, no big deal. It's just 2020. So when Mercury goes retrograde, we ask ourselves to kind of look at how our communication, or lack thereof, is being received and translated by the world around us. We look at how our connections work. We look at what's said or not said. And for this particular retrograde, it feels very much like the hidden things are coming up because Mercury is going retrograde in Scorpio. And Scorpio is all about the deep, dark, murky stuff. And I know all about that because Scorpio season's coming up, and boy, I can't wait. But as a precursor, as moving into this energy is happening in Libra season, as Mercury goes retrograde, lots will be revealed. Secrets, twists, things that were hidden and concealed can no longer be hidden and concealed. And consider too that Mercury is going retrograde tomorrow and will not go direct again until November 3rd. Just saying, it's kind of on the nose, right? As everything is right now. Subtlety is done. We don't have time for subtlety anymore. So if you're getting a message, you're getting a message. There's no need to go find a translator. Receive the message. It's that simple, but we don't know how to do simple anymore. So I have this problem as well. When I get a message, I'm like, oh, there must be some secret meaning here. It can't just be that clear and straightforward. But it actually can be, especially during this retrograde. So if you're receiving a message in October over and over and over again, and you're trying to find a way to spin it or twist it or make it work for what you think you want, please try not to do that. It's a message that's coming straight at you from the underbelly, which means it's the raw truth, okay? So feel into that for yourself. This is not necessarily the month to push yourself to do the things if they don't feel quite right. So that may mean taking this month to really start to understand and set yourself up for what's coming. If you feel pushed to do something, to make a decision about something, then you need to ask yourself why you're feeling pushed, why you're feeling rushed. The rushed feeling is never good when it comes to making big decisions. So if that's the energy within which you're making the decisions, it may be time to pull back on that and take a minute and really feel how you're at. Hi, honey. James is watching from the bedroom over there. So Mercury retrograde is coming in tomorrow. We're already in that energy and it feels funky. It definitely feels funky. Also, we're rolling into the new moon. And remember, this new moon is sandwiched directly in between two massive super full moons, We already had the first one in Aries, and we will be coming and closing out this month with another big moon. And I can't remember what constellation it is, but I want to say it's in Taurus. Does that sound right to you guys? We'll know closer to the date, because we know how I am. Sometimes I'm over in August when you guys are here in October. But this is the point where you take all that you've learned from your full moon release this month, where you say, okay, these are the things that I've released that are no longer aligned with who I am as a person. They conflict with my sovereignty. They drain my energy. They don't make me feel good. I feel less than with these things. And you've released and you've let that space be. Now it's time to start thinking about what you want again and seeding the energy of those intentions. So that's going to be coming up at the end of the week. On Thursday, we have our new moon. And trust me, friends, this month, your manifestation is of utmost importance. While we do follow the moon cycles and do our manifesting release every month, sometimes you don't do them. Sometimes I don't do them. It's just how life is. Sometimes you don't do things every single month. But if you have never done your full moon and new moon work, or if you have kind of slacked off with it, please make this month the one that you step up and do it, because we need everybody's energy on deck in order to power through and make these shifts happen. All of the ingredients are here. We are able to be the architects of our future, but we have to step up and actually start doing the planning, right? And that means using our imaginations. That means being able to answer those questions. What do I want? How do I want it? What would make me happy? When I wake up in the morning, what kind of life is revealed around me that makes me excited to wake up and be in my life, right? So these are the important things. And we are going to have the job of holding this high note. I keep saying over and over again, we have to hold the high note because there's so much dissonance right now. So much wild flailing energy that as empaths you can take on and think is yours, and it can drag you down, and you don't need that. Our energy needs to be focused and anchored in a higher timeline, not this one, right? Don't sink down into the muck. You don't need to be there. Anchor up here. Anchor into a place that feels good and aligned with yourself, and populate it by using your imagination. Think of the things you want in your life and dream them into being. This is really happening right now. And I think if you have been doing your manifestations for the past few months, you can kind of see that the more you do this, the better you get at it, the more confidence you have, and it just keeps ramping up and ramping up. I don't want to freak you out, but it is October. And that means it's the 10th month of this bananas bullshit year. It's almost over. December is almost here. This is like the month that becomes the gauntlet that's like a slide into 2021, right? Because it's going to be nonstop. It's going to go fast. And we are going to have to make some moments last a long, long time. And I'll explain what I mean by that. We are going to have moments in October and November where we make time stand still so that we can have space to create what we want. This happens now, and I don't know if you've tapped into it yet, but it happens sometimes when you're reading a good book. It happens when you get involved in a creative project, when you're hanging out with some friends who really feed your soul. It's like these moments that seem to extend into infinity and time has ceased to exist. Find those, because within those moments where time doesn't feel like a real thing and it's just forever, do you know what I'm saying? In that, you are in pure magic. And that is the energy where you need to build your stuff, okay? Build your fantastical kingdom of awesomeness. Be there, play in that energy, do it. And the more that you can find those moments that seem to just expand into everything, that is what you're going to be anchoring yourself into. There's going to be more and more and more of that. So look for those moments, cultivate those moments, stumble upon them. It will happen, especially now that you're thinking about it. So that's why I keep saying to you guys, find your joy, what makes you happy, what brings you light, what fires you up in a good way. Because those are the things that will launch you into that energy where you find that timelessness and you can really, really, really create. So every time you feel that joy, remark to yourself, what am I doing? Who am I with? What am I thinking about? So you can have it more and more and more. Give yourself the things that make you happy. It's okay to do that. In fact, it's very important to do that. So while the rest of this year is going to go by very fast, you can create space for yourself. So deep breaths. It's a good thing that it's going fast because there are going to be some parts of the rest of this year that we don't want to spend forever in. And so it's good, moving through. And again, this is not avoidance. This is not bypassing. This is holding a high note. You can absolutely observe everything that's happening around you, but you do not have to give your energy to it. And this also ties into what your actual belief system is, right? Because where you put your energy has to be aligned with your inner belief system. So alignment is key. It doesn't matter if you're doing the best thing ever if it is not aligned with your true self. That will create dissonant energy, and that's not good. It's not happy, it's not exciting, it does not create more goodness around it. That's doing for the sake of doing, or doing for the sake of optics, or because you think you should, or any of those reasons. You need to be operating from a place of pure alignment, which means that your actions, your words, your thoughts, all can be together. They can all live together in harmony. And that means everything that you put out, your energetic field even, is pure alignment, and it feels good to be around. So remember that. Don't just do things because you think they're the right thing to do. If they're not aligned for you, they're not right for you. So everyone has their own way that they need to express, that they need to move through this energy. So find out what yours is and do that. Don't worry about everybody else. Mercury retrograde, the rest of this month, okay? So understand that your words, and we just finished, or you might still be in the words week of reactivation. Your words are very important and they affect everything around you. When you open your mouth and you speak, these are vibrations that extend outward and carry your energy intent outward, and they affect every other energetic thing that they touch and they create. So with Mercury in retrograde, your message can easily be confused, distorted, misunderstood, all the things. So more than ever, it's important to be in alignment. That does not mean you don't have the conversations. It does not mean you avoid doing things just because we're in Mercury retrograde. It just means you have the hot tip of understanding that it'll be much easier to be miscommunicated this month. So you need to be even more clear within yourself before you speak big things to somebody, or even small things, honestly, because you know there's a larger chance for miscommunication. So that's all there is. You don't have to be scared of Mercury retrograde. It's part of a cycle, which means we need it. We can't have everything up all the time. We need dips, we need valleys, we need diversity of energy. And this allows us to pull back and reassess, see all the deep, dark, murky secrets coming up. And as we roll into November, bring our manifestations into reality. So buckle in for this month, my friends. Put your manifestation hats on, and I'm going to pull you a card. So we're going for the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck again. See what it says. You know what's going to happen. It's going to summarize what was just said in a much better way than I said it. All right, and there it is. I haven't pulled this one before. It's beautiful. It's number 41, and because of my light, you're likely not going to be able to see it. Can you see it? I don't think so. I'm sorry. It's the rainbow. I will post this in the Restoration Facebook group. But I'm going to read it for you now. Number 41. You ready? The rainbow symbolizes the 7 steps of a true spiritual path, which manifest as the colors of the 7 chakras. In the Himalayas, the rainbow body is seen as the full realization of our essence. The rainbow also represents the bridge between the physical and the spiritual worlds. At the end of our lives, we can journey across the rainbow bridge to the highest heavenly realms. When the rainbow appears, it is an affirmation that all is well and that you are in right relationship with Spirit. The rainbow tells you that the end of the storm is near. Persevere and remember that it is darkest just before the dawn. Do not give up hope. Things are about to take a positive turn. Listen for the morning rooster that announces the coming of the dawn, even while the night is still dark. But do not claim victory yet or let your guard down fully. Don't get caught in pursuit of the illusion of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Find the treasure now, in the moment, by coming into right relationship with those around you. All your gifts are at hand, so obvious you may have missed them. Be true with your intentions and do not be led astray by daydreams. Okie dokie then. So that is the rainbow, number 41 from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and I will absolutely post that after this in the group, but I think that effectively says to hold the high note, and that is what we need to do. And trust me, this energy is funky and it is affecting me very much as well, and I'm kind of up and down and all over the place, as all of my friends will tell you, but at the same time, I feel like I've been through so many of these that I know and I feel confident in telling you that even when you feel your funkiest and weirdest and most disconnected, magic is still happening. It is always happening, and something is coming on the other side of that squirmy feeling that we're in right now. So, feel into that. I hope you have a wonderful Monday. Reach out if you need anything, and if you are interested in signing up for reactivation, which is a 4-week course to help you integrate into these new earth energies, send me a note, or you can find it on my website, www.sarahamala.com. I love you guys. Mwah.